Hey guys, thank you for coming onto my channel. I am going to talk about what I did when I gave up meat for a whole month. I thought it was impossible. I thought I couldn't do it. So stay tuned, subscribe to my channel if you want to hear more about this no meat journey. Since the new year's here, everybody is going to be on their get healthy, get fit, eat better, go to the gym type vibes, and I'm all for it. So when I started my no meat challenge, I decided to do it in November. No meat November, kind of switch it up. But my reasons for wanting to do it was because, one, I wanted to see if eating meat was going to change some things about my health, not just weight loss. So I did want to see if it would make me lose weight, because it's nothing like a snatch body for the new year. But I also wanted to see if it would help me with things like my migraines, help me not to feel so tired, because those things are really kind of weighing me down. So I was the kind of person who would eat meat at every single meal. Usually in the morning for breakfast, I would eat like a sausage. I'll probably get an omelet with ham or, something like that. Lunchtime, I was eating chicken or, turkey or whatever. And then dinner was the same thing. I was eating some type of meat. So I think what really helped me with my no meat challenge was that I kind of prepared myself for no meat. I think the biggest mistake that somebody can make is to go into no meat November or whatever month you want to do and decide to gorge themselves on meat the days before. It's not going to work. That's just going to kind of set you back. So what I did was, in order for me to prepare to get into this whole no meat November, I decided that I would only eat meat once a day. So I started that probably early October, but I kind of cheated, and I didn't even realize that I cheated until after the fact. But so like if I was to eat something with meat for lunch, I wouldn't eat it for dinner, but I was still continuing to eat either sausage in the morning or an omelet in the morning. So I was actually eating meat twice a day. But that kind of helped me to kind of cut back on the meat. And while I was doing that, I got into meatless options. So one thing, just gonna shout it out. If you don't know about it, get to know it. If you are in a place that has Aldi's, ALDIS, it's a supermarket. It's not as big as your ShopRites. It's not as big as your Publix or your Acme or your Giant or anything like that. But Aldi's is a thorough supermarket. You can get a lot from Aldi's. Usually they have the same thing that ShopRites will have. They just don't have name brand things. But usually the tastes are the same, comparative. And then the prices are also cheaper. So you'll get the same product as you would get from your big supermarkets. But from Aldi's, it'll be cheaper. Or if it's not cheaper, you'll get more of the product. So you might get a 12-ounce bag or something from ShopRite, Acme, Giant, and you'll get that same product in a 16-ounce from Aldi's, but you'll pay the same amount. So Aldi's is really good as far as saving money. And the good thing about Aldi's was they had they have a vegan and they have like meatless options. So I knew that I've never tried anything meatless before, my No Meat November. So I wanted to be able to try things and not really spend a lot of money, because my first meatless meal was the Gardein Italian sausage. I think it's pasta, something Italian sausage, Gardein Italian sausage, something. But basically what it is it's just Italian sausage with pasta and spaghetti sauce. And that meal was amazing. However, I put it on sale for $5. Normally I think it's like $7, but the portion of the meal wasn't worth spending the $7 for. So what I did was I tried to go and look and see if I could make it on my own. I like to cook. So I was like, listen, if I can make this in bigger portions, it'll be amazing. So what I did was I found that Aldi's has a meatless Italian sausage. So went to Aldi's, got the meatless Italian sausage. I made the pasta with the spiral noodles, the red sauce, the Italian sausage, put a little Parmesan in there, and it was really good. Now, was it as good as the Gardein meal? No, but it was definitely a good alternative. And that's what another thing that I think people need to keep in mind when it comes to meatless options is that they are not going to taste like meat. They're not. Will they taste pretty close to meat? Yes. But I think the point of meatless options are that they are an option. They're an alternative to, eating your meats. So it turned out really good. So I decided that, I would stick with that. So that was one meal that I could eat during my No Meal November. And then I also tried all these meatless meatballs. I think it was the Zesty meatless meatballs. They were okay. I was not a fan because the texture was too soft for me. I like to eat my meatballs in a meatball sub. I'm not really a spaghetti and meatballs type of person. So I didn't really like them. Where now with Meatless November being over, I still keep the meatless sausages in my freezer because I do eat them often. The meatless meatballs will probably not go in my freezer again. It wasn't one of my favorite meatless options. I haven't tried any meatless chicken with the CHICK with the apostrophe N. I haven't tried it only because Aldi's doesn't have meatless chicken. The only meatless chicken that is available from what I know is Morningstar and Gardein. And like I said, it's not that cost efficient, so I haven't really ventured into trying meatless chicken. And then again, I don't know how I would feel about meatless chicken. So that isn't something that I tried. So while I was doing the meat just once a day, I was eating those meals that I just talked about. I was eating seafood, so I could eat like stuff with shrimp, stuff with fish, everything like that. So twice a week was fine for me, and I would only eat one meal. So it was 2 meals a week. So it wasn't like a full day of like eating meat or anything like that. It was just 2 meals a week eating meat. So I did that the other half of October. So that way when November came, I could just cut meats out entirely. So what I did was, my rules for No Meat November was that no chicken, no turkey. I wasn't a big red meat eater, so that wasn't really something that I needed to cut out. But no chicken, no turkey, only seafood. That was the only meat that I can eat. And I'm a big shrimp person. Once again, Aldi's, get your shrimp. They got the small, they got the cooked, they got the raw, they got the medium, they got the jumbo. Get your shrimp from Aldi's, okay? Thank me now, okay? But that was my rules. So, one thing that somebody told me that kind of helped me out with my No Meat November was that when they did no meat for a month, they found that their results were counteracted as far as weight loss, because instead of eating meat, they were eating a lot more carbs. And this is just another tidbit to kind of, let you know where I was as far as my eating before No Meat November. I had cut carbs out completely. I was a big growing up. If you know, I was a big pasta eater. My mom was one of those moms that would be like, "Is spaghetti in there?" And she would make spaghetti all the time. So I was a big pasta eater. I really wasn't a big rice eater, but pasta, that was my thing. I would eat it all week if I could. So I had cut that out for weight loss purposes. So when I did my No Meat November, I didn't want to go back to putting those carbs back in my body, but I knew that I was going to eat some things that had, pasta in it, like the Italian sausage. So I would eat that as far as pasta, but I tried to limit my amount of rice and, everything like that, so that it didn't counteract my results as far as the weight loss goes. Now, what I would say about me doing the No Meat November, what really helped me was that before I started, I came up with a list of meals that I could eat that didn't have meat in it, or had, seafood, or, something that I could, figure it out. So that way, because I knew that there would be times where I'm like, I want a chicken wing right now, or I want a steak, and I would have just said in my mind, I don't know what to eat, whatever. I had that list. I go through. I like to do a lot of my meal or cooking for the week on Sundays. So I would look at that list and say, okay, I'm going to cook this, I'm going to cook that, blah, blah, blah. So that really helped me, because if I didn't have those meals to just go back and look, I wouldn't have known what to do. And then also, it kind of opened me up to being able to make the dishes that I like just meatless, meals, instead of adding meat to it. Like, so for example, I make like a fake chicken lo mein type situation, and now I can either load that up, like take the chicken out and load it up with vegetables, or I can put shrimp in it. So that's something that, one thing I learned from doing this No Meat November was that there are a lot of different ways that you can make your favorite dishes to be meatless, and they'll still taste the same, they'll still taste good. And now, even though Meatless November is over, I eat a lot of those dishes still now. And it was honestly easier than I expected it to be. I thought that after week one of No Meat, I was going to be like crawling on the ground to a chicken wing or something, and it wasn't. It was a lot easier than I expected. The only time I got tempted was when I saw my dad eating chicken wings from the Chinese food store. As unhealthy as they are, I love Chinese store chicken wings. It is nothing like it. And I was sitting there like, if I could only take a little bit of his chicken wings. But other than that, it did get a little harder at the end. And another tidbit is, I didn't do the full month of November, because if you know November, Thanksgiving is in November, and there was absolutely no way that I was going to Thanksgiving and not eating any meat. It wasn't happening, y'all. It was not happening. I needed my ham. I needed my turkey. I needed my oxtails. I needed to enjoy Thanksgiving in all its glory, with all its meat, all its unhealthy eating options. So I said, I do not have the willpower to skip out on Thanksgiving. So I stopped at Thanksgiving, but the experience, I mean, it was really good. And like I said, it was easier than I expected, but I think what made it easier for me was preparing. It was that prep. It was, coming up with that list of food. It was, cutting back the weeks before, No Meat November. So that was what I think really, really, really helped me out with my whole, journey and everything like that. So No Meat November is over. I enjoyed my Thanksgiving. I had all of those meat products that I missed. And I did give myself like a cheat week, kind of. So after Thanksgiving, I had to eat all my leftovers and everything like that. So that first week of December, yeah, it was meat filled. It really was. I'm not even gonna lie. But before I stopped No Meat November, I decided that what I would do was I would go and only eat meat twice a week. Now, it was different than what I was doing before because I was only eating meat 2 meals out of the week. But this time I would pick 2 days. If I wanted it to be Saturday and Sunday, it would be Saturday and Sunday. If I wanted to eat meat from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., I could do that. So now I'm in the process of, those 2 days out of the week, eating meat, and that's that. I am going to work on that a little bit though, because I'm finding that, because in my mind, I'm not saying, okay, you can't have any meat. I find myself accidentally eating meat during days that I shouldn't, because my 2 days I already used them. So I think I might actually limit that to maybe just the weekend or maybe a Monday and Friday thing. But I need to set the days that I'm going to eat meat products. But other than that, I mean, I've been doing pretty good with that. Just to go back to my reasons for doing it, I'll be honest with you, this might come as a surprise. I didn't lose a pound. I didn't lose an ounce. I didn't lose a dress size, a shirt size, a pant size. I didn't lose any weight from No Meat November. None. And I was so excited to step on that scale. I was like, ooh, snatch mommy coming. And I was the exact same weight I was before I got on that scale. So, that's the downside. And I actually had somebody who did no meat for a month, and they also said that they did not lose any weight. But was I less tired doing No Meat November? No, not really. I was still tired. However, I didn't really change my sleeping habits. So, yeah. That I think my sleeping habits, me being tired is my own business, just staying up late. But the one thing I will say is, I did not have any migraines. I didn't. Now, I'm not going to attribute that just to not eating any meat, because prior to this, there are months that I don't have migraines. I'm not like a chronic migraine haver, whatever you call them. But I do get migraines. I get migraines. They're very bad. They take me out. I'm out and down for the count. But I didn't get any during No Meat November. And this is another thing, and it's kind of graphic, but my bowels did change. They were weird. They were just really weird. It didn't really feel healthier, but it felt more frequent. So I guess that's a good thing. Kind of cleared me out. I didn't lose any weight, but if you want to go cleaning, No Meat November is it. So I would say, it helped me. I know everybody is trying to get on there, get fit, get healthy for, the new year. All of those gym memberships and everything like that. So if you want to try No Meat November, Or if you want to try just no meat for a month, I would say do it. The one thing that I will say is because I am a month past no meat November, and I am just now starting to see a couple pounds being lost. Like, I got on the scale the other day and I lost 2 pounds. It might be from eating no meat. It just might be. I don't know. I don't know. But I did lose 2 pounds. So I'm going to keep it going. Going to kind of see, exactly how it turns out. And, another thing. This is something I forgot to mention. Because like I said, during breakfast, I would always eat sausage or I would eat an omelet with ham. So my breakfasts were comprised of hash browns and eggs. That's all I was eating for like the first 2 weeks of No Meat November. And Morning Star has breakfast sausages. And Morning Star, if you don't know, Morning Star is, I don't think they're vegan, but they're vegetarian. They're meatless too. And they have breakfast sausages. Guys, get your Morning Star breakfast sausages. Now, they are the same price point as Gardein, where they're about, I think it's 6 sausages, I think, or something like that. But they're normally $7. But I got them on sale for $5. And every time they're on sale, I will get them. They are very good. You have to know how to cook them. I'm going to do probably a tutorial on how to cook them. Because if you don't cook them right, they're not going to turn out right. And you're going to be like, she told us it was good. So I'm going to do a tutorial on exactly how you cook those sausages. But they are really good. They are a solid alternative to breakfast sausages. So I did eat them. I didn't eat them nearly as much as I did with my other sausages because only, I think, 6 comes in a bag. So that's like a week worth of sausages. But when I did want some sausages, I did cook those while I was doing my No Meat November. So that's it. If you guys are wanting to try no meat for a month, I would say do it. Everybody's results might be different. I'm sure everybody's results will be different. But these are the things that kind of worked for me. I've told you my whole experience. But one thing I did want to encourage you guys to do, if you can, if you've done no meat for a month, 2 months, whatever, if you've done no meat for an extended amount of time, if you can tell me some things that I could have done differently, because I'm definitely going to do no meat for a month again. I don't know if I wait all the way until November. I might do it a little bit earlier than that. But if you can give me some tips on what I can do, the weight loss portion, any tips or any questions, anything, just drop them below in the comment section so we can kind of get this conversation going to help each other out on our future no meat Novembers. All right, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for listening to my journey. Hopefully you will subscribe to my channel. I have a lot more coming, a lot more things coming up. It's going to be fun. I'm gonna get you guys involved in some type of way. We're gonna just make this channel good. So just subscribe and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.